What's up, guys? I'm Katie, and this video is going to be about my first ever concert experience. So, my first ever concert experience was Rise Above Fest, and if you don't know what it is, it's a bunch of rock bands. Cool. So there was Seether, there was Volbeat, and Disturbed, and I Prevail, and there's a funny story that goes along with I Prevail, and I will tell it. And then, there was Alter Bridge, and I have a cool story about that. And We Came as Romans, and a bunch of other bands that I don't remember because it started really early and it ended really late, and I was so tired by the end of it, I didn't even want to think about making a YouTube video, and I've been putting this video off for a good week or two, so, yep, I procrastinate. So anyways, the concert. So we got our tickets and we had pit passes, and the pit pass is pretty much a place where you can get closer to the actual stage and the actual bands that you're, waiting all day to see. But before that, we had to sit out in the front part of the area where they had like the little stages set up and all the smaller bands, and We Came as Romans was considered a smaller band, which is really sad, but it was. And they had all the other bands, and then when they were like almost done with them, it was about midway through the day, and me and my dad had just gone and got pretzels, and we ate them, and we were almost done. And the second I finished my pretzel, it started raining, and then it started downpouring, and it got so bad there was about this much water on the ground, and the police had showed up and they were kicking everybody out of the concert. Everyone. It got crazy. People were running out. There were people underneath 18-wheelers, like piled in underneath 18-wheelers, underneath bridges, in the middle of the street, everywhere. And the sad part was that me and my dad had parked in a parking garage, which was like 5-10 blocks away. So by the end of it, I had a puddle that big in the bottom of my Converse, and my socks were soaked and my clothes were soaked, and I actually had my phone in my back pocket upside down, so my charge port and my headphone port and the speakers and my mic were all facing upwards and getting extremely soaking wet, and I was praying that it still worked, and it still works, so we're okay. We're good. I can still make YouTube videos. But, the fuck did I just do? So yeah, it started downpouring, and a lot of people left. Like, a lot of people left. People that had pit passes left. And my dad was about ready to leave, and I was like, no, because we came here to see Seether, and we came here to see I Prevail, and you want to see Volbeat, and I want to see Disturbed. So after talking him into it, and pretty much just using every one of my ability as possible, as in crying and whining until I get what I want, which doesn't happen very often, but it happened this time, he said fine, and I put my shoes back on, and I walked back. And I was still soaking wet, and I walked back to that concert. And when we got there, they told us to hold up our wrists so they could see that we had the bands, and if you didn't have a band, you weren't allowed in, or a ticket. You needed a ticket too, and if you didn't have the ticket, you weren't allowed in. You had to buy a brand new ticket. And some people actually threw theirs away, so they actually had to go buy a new ticket. And after that, so when I told you about the little area that they had, they blocked that off, and you were only able to go into the main area. And they got us in the main area, and I can't even remember what the first band that played was, but I remember after them was, I think I Prevail was next. And here's the funny story. So they're playing all the songs, and I'm loving it, and I'm freaking out, and I'm just jamming out to this, and then one of them crawls up the structure and ended up getting their time cut so they could only do one more song instead of two. Yeah. They got a lot of trouble for that, and they got pretty pissed. And then after them was a band I didn't know, and then Alter Bridge. So here's my great story with Alter Bridge. So everybody was like, everybody was just going like this and everything. And he was trying to get everybody to jump, and no one would jump, and I started jumping, and he was just like, hey! And he points at me, and I got all excited and like red in the face. And he made like direct eye contact, and I know a lot of people said that, but he did. He did. And he pointed at me, and my dad saw it, and the person next to me saw it, and they were like, damn. So, it happened. I know it happened. And then it was, this is what pisses me off about this concert so much. So, it's coming around to like the last song of Alter Bridge. And, you know, a few people had, you know, gone out and everything. It was alright, we were moving closer and everything. And then this fucking group of like 5 to 10 people starts merging their way in front of me. So it's like I have someone right here, and I have someone directly behind me, and then my dad and another chick. So I'm like crowded in. And the guy in front of me is like, oh, I'm sorry, and he brushes me, and I'm like, I will beat your ass. Don't touch me. Do not touch me right now, because I couldn't even see the concert, let alone hear it, because the reason why they all merged over there was because they found one of their buddies. So they're like, ah, yeah, he's over here, and they piled in front of me, to the point of where everybody was, like, really crowded, and it was getting really ridiculous, and you couldn't even jump, you couldn't even mosh, you couldn't do anything, and I wasn't in moshes anyways, but still. And the dude in front of me was like, oh, we should just go back to where we were. And I'm like, yeah, you should. And he's like, well, we'll wait for a mosh to break out over here. Now, the side that we were on were a bunch of old rockers. Like, they weren't gonna get in fights. They didn't care. They were just listening to the music. So the fact that they even thought that was gonna happen was stupid. All the moshers were in the center and on the right side of the stage. I'm like, left. So, it comes around almost the last song of Alter Bridge, and my dad's like, let's go back there. I'm like, alright. So we walk back there, and after that, I had the best time. Just great concert. My one wish came true. I wanted to see Seether play Fake It live, and they did, and it was great. And then my dad saw Volbeat, and we ended up leaving before Volbeat finished because I got so tired and he got tired and my legs were killing me and I was about to fall over and just pass out on the ground. So yeah, we never even got to see Disturbed, and we actually stopped to get McDonald's, and the guy at the Bangor McDonald's right next to the waterfront makes killer Oreo frappes. Like, I was tempted to just be like, can I bring you back to Newport so you can work there and make my frappes from now on, because they don't know how to do it. They don't. They really don't. They fill it about halfway when you ask for a large, and it's mostly ice. But it was phenomenal. And then as we're driving back, we can still hear Volbeat playing, which told us that we wouldn't have even seen Disturbed yet. But my dad had the CD of them in the car, so we listened to that on the way home. And that was my first concert experience. And I can honestly say it was a pretty damn good concert. So, that was exciting. Bye!